It turns out that the United States military was using outdated intelligence when it decided to carry out a strike that ultimately hit an elementary school in Manab, Iran, killing 168 children. The total death toll ended up being 175 people. And what's really horrific about this situation is clearly there was a moment where the military could make a decision. Do we double check or do we move forward with the bombing? And it wasn't just one bomb. Remember, we're talking about a double tap strike. So let's get into the details here. CNN reports that the US military commanders bypassed warnings about the use of outdated intel, and that led to the double tap bombing of this elementary school. So messages indicating the intelligence was based on years old intelligence that needed to be re-vetted were embedded in a system used for developing targets and required a senior officer to approve adding a site to the strike first. Okay, do you guys understand that? That means that there were people in the military, commanders in the military, who knew they were dealing with outdated intel. It wasn't an accident. The point that I'm trying to make is it wasn't an accident. Rather than re-vetting that intel, which was flagged as possibly very outdated, the military commanders decided, no, we're gonna go ahead with a double tap strike anyway. And look, I wanna believe that everyone cares about protecting human lives, period, especially the lives of little girls, little children. But if you fall in that camp that I wish to never be in, where you don't care about the loss of innocent lives, you only care about maybe America, maybe you only care about your neighborhood or lives within your context, understand what these types of mass casualty events do to a society that's been victimized by it. And how when it comes to national security threats, it would probably be more conducive to not carry out mass casualty, civilian casualty events like this. If you want to maintain your national security and not draw the ire of other countries, other world leaders, you guys get the point, right? But let me continue. The targeting databases known as the Modernized Integrated Database, or MIDB, and the Machine Assisted Analytic Rapid Repository System, or MARS, clearly indicated that the information related to Iranian targets needed to be updated before use, two of the sources said. So interesting things are kind of happening right now. As we know, artificial intelligence is being introduced to various elements of the Defense Department. So the MIDB is the Pentagon's older targeting system, and it was built in the 1980s and largely relies on manual input from analysts. The MARS system, though, is the department's newer system that relies on artificial intelligence powered digital. It's like an artificial intelligence powered digital platform that was put into operational use earlier this year. And later will replace MIDB. But right now, both systems are being used, which I guess that's better than just relying on like an untested AI model. But nonetheless, I mean, both models are irrelevant when you have military commanders who don't even bother to re-vet their intel before carrying out devastating strikes. Both systems are being used, but the effort to shift entirely to MARS, that's the AI-powered system, is years behind schedule, and authoritative targeting data still relies on MIDB, according to a source familiar with recently revised Pentagon guidance. So both systems are being used, but remember, the older system requires manual inputs by analysts. And so the decision by senior commanders to ignore the warnings was made for expediency. Two of the sources said, we can't wait to bomb. We can't wait to bomb, so we can't re-vet our intel. We can't wait to drop the bombs. So they did it for expediency. In a rush to provide targets at the start of the war, but it also directly contributed to the accidental. I like how CNN used accidental. Can you really call it an accident when you made a conscious decision not to re-vet the intel and you carried out a double tap strike anyway? Can you really call it an accident? Anyway, the strike killed at least 168 children and 14 teachers, making the strike one of the worst civilian casualty incidents in recent US military history. Again, I think the best way to describe this is the Israelification of US foreign policy and the way we conduct war. And that is not a place I want to be, that's for sure.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.